Hey everybody, VLI here with Life of Defiance. Jay, just met Jay here. Let me ask you, what do you do for a living and why are you down here?
I'm down here today with the Truth Media so that we can essentially get as much footage and as much media out there as possible until Facebook, YouTube, Twitter blocks us down.
That brings up a question, which is the legacy media seems to be representing only portions of the views that are actually out here. What do you think about that? What does that mean for Canadians?
Well, I think if you're used to going home and turning on the 6 p.m. news, you'll be fed a narrative that essentially whatever the government wants you to see. Like our media is state media. It's funded pretty much 90% by the government. If you look at the CBC budget last year, I believe it's 1.1 million, 1.1 billion. About 100 million of that was from their own funding, and all the rest of it is government funding. So if you want to remain in power, you kind of know the story that you have to tell. And really, for all of us out here, you'll see dozens of cameras, dozens of phones, and if they weren't out here, you'd only be fed the other side. And everyone is out here essentially making sure that what is reported is what actually happened.
And so power is a big thing that's going on when it comes to our government. Justin Trudeau last week, he invoked the Emergencies Act. The deputy MP following saying that there's going to be indefinite hold on these measures. What are your thoughts about that?
It's hard to say because essentially what we're used to seeing is whatever version of democracy that we have currently. Justin Trudeau essentially ignored the situation. He let the pot boil, so to speak, until it was an emergency. He didn't speak to anybody. He didn't delegate anything. There was no reason to let it sit and brew to where it needed to. And now that he's gone to one extreme, you can even see on the NDP side, like Jagmeet Singh, is like, I don't agree with what Trudeau's doing, but what alternative did he leave us with? So we're going to reluctantly back you up. It's an odd argument to say that Justin Trudeau failed as a leader, but I'm going to vote to give him more power in hopes that he does better this time. It's a weird argument, and what other choice do we have but to fight back? Because essentially at this point now, if everyone says no, you know what? Let's just go home. We've drawn the line at this is what we'll allow you to do. So we're now almost forced to be out here because we can't back down because Trudeau has drawn a line saying democracy ends here.
And seeing that we are out here, what exactly would it be? Restrictions lifted or whatnot? What would you like to see that would satisfy you so that we don't have to keep coming out here?
I think that'd be a mix of whether or not you're speaking from your personal beliefs or like the group that you're kind of here representing. For me personally, like Canada is about freedom. It's really the most diverse place I could imagine. And everything that we've done supports that except for this. We've seen every other minority group that had no voice get a voice and be able to speak on it and see other Canadians happy to support it. But this time, it's the opposite, where you hear Trudeau essentially say 90%, 90%, 90%, that 10% just can't matter. And the only narrative is that, well, that 10% is endangering the other 90, but that science is broken. But it doesn't matter which science that you want to follow, the CDC, Fauci, Bonnie Henry, whatever. If you follow the science that they're currently citing, it says that if you have COVID, you spread COVID. So why break down the unvaccinated? It just doesn't make sense.
Thank you very much for the interview. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we leave?
No, just keep it peaceful, guys. Hold the line, and really, if your freedom and your life is not worth standing up for, then what is?
As Jay representing the Truth in Media, thank you very much, Fred.